Hey there, Ben. Hope you're having a great day today. Here's your video lessons, your two things I want to talk about. I'll talk about those two things, and if you have questions or want me to look at anything, feel free to send them over my way, and we'll happy to answer. So let's get to it. So I got your message. So if you're looking for something new to practice this week, and I figured that Every Breath You Take by The Police would be a great one for you to continue on working on those left-hand stretches and drills. So I'm going to go over the two kind of main patterns for this one, and then I'm going to kind of play through a little bit of, or I'll try to play through, I haven't practiced this one very much, but I'll go through the chord changes of this one and what it takes to play the tune. So let's get to it. So the first thing is the chord shape. It's going to be very similar to Satellite, which is this guy right here. Oh, and by the way, this song is an E-flat tuning. I'm assuming you know what that is. If you don't know what that is, we can talk about that next time, but I'm assuming you know what that is by how long you're playing guitar. So if you try to play with recording, it's going to sound a half step lower. So we have this chord right here. And then unlike in the Dave tune where he did like a lot of fingers moving around, like all that kind of stuff, he's going to keep these down, except for one, which we'll talk about in a second. So the first chord is this. 5, 7, 9, that stretch right there. And what he's going to do, he's going to palm mute it, but we'll talk about that later. So we have the first part, 5, 7, 9. There's the first part. So the first four notes are the first part of the pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then what he's going to do, this is the trick of the song. This is what makes it tricky. He's going to take his pointer finger while these guys are down. He's going to grab the sixth fret on the third string, like in the tab right here. But these, the middle finger and then the pinky, are still going to be down. That's the first part. Keeping these guys down while this finger moves. It's kind of funny, I graded both Satellite and this one roughly in the same area, and Satellite's tricky because you're constantly moving. This one's tricky because you got to keep fingers down and then bring a finger into a fret. But if you do this, it will definitely up your guitar gain. And notice what I did when I played that. I brought my elbow in towards myself and let my arm do the work for me. Kind of like a backwards uppercut. Keep it down for the rest of the pattern. Then when it's time to cycle back around again, I put that first finger back on the 5th fret. Now you can be like, what the heck's going on with this chord shape? It's really actually, it's from this. It's actually an A chord, and he's just fretting it this way. But we'll talk about more about that visualization of the fretboard later on. We got one more left, so we have to talk about it tomorrow, or next week. So that's the first chord. What I do with that is I palm mute it. What I'll do is I'll place my hand back here on the bridge. Same thing on your acoustic guitar. You got that bridge back there. You place your palm on the bridge, and the first thing I would have you practice is having a down slanted pick, right? Slanted downwards, and we're going to articulate all the notes. So this one's not a sweep motion. So I'll pick this. I'll even play this the right hand by itself so I can ingrain that into my being. And what I'm doing there is I'm dialing in how much palm mute I want. You don't want to have the riff like this. That's too much. This is not at all. And he's not doing that. It's just a subtle effect. And what you want to do is kind of dial it in. And when I'm dialing it in, I kind of bring my hand back and forth in that spot to kind of get a really good palm muted sound. I still want to hear the notes, but I want to take away some of that ringiness. I want to take away the ringing of the chord, of the notes. want that. Right, that. The second chord is going to do this. It's going to be on the 5th fret this time on the 5th string. Same chord shape. Right? It wouldn't surprise me if you got this from King Crimson or Dave got this from Warner Police songs too, right? They're kind of that same vein of like progressive rock back in the early mid '80s, and so like this would have been right at that time. He was like learning guitar. It wouldn't surprise me if this is something that he was on his plate that he was working on. Same thing with this chord. Chord shape, right? This time, right, instead of bringing the first finger in, what he's going to do is this. He's going to bring that ring finger in. Lift the pinky off, ring finger comes right underneath to make like a power chord shape with your first, second, and third finger right here. What he's doing, the song is basically this. A chord. He goes to that D right there. So he's just expanded the D chord shape out a little bit from the A form, right? But we'll talk more about that next time. Here's what I do for this one. I bring the arm out. Not much, but I just rotate on my thumb like this, and helps me get that pinky. That. So those are the two kind of like picking patterns. If you can do those two, the rest of it is just the same thing, just different chord shapes. So the first one's gonna be the first one I showed you, which is this. What was it? Gonna go down here to the 2nd fret, same exact shape. That's probably the hardest one. Oops. Then he's going to go here to the 5. But like I said, do each one of those separate. Don't try to string them together first, you're just going to get frustrated. Right? What you're going to want to do is spend a day doing just this first one here. Get that first one down. Then spend another day getting the second one down. And then you go, okay, now that I got the first one down, now I kind of get the idea of it. Then you take it to the hardest one, which is this guy right here at the 2nd fret. Then you go here. Same thing, just on the 7th fret, but one at a time, and then you start slow stringing them together. Right? You're at the point now where if I gave you a song, you can finish it in a couple of days. It's too easy for you. Songs you should be working on to push your technique are going to take you a couple weeks to get down, maybe a few weeks to get down. But that's the name of the game of getting better on guitar. So cool, man. So work on those two things for me, and then we'll dig further into the song next time. All right, man. Take care.